Good Tuesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to what's making news today, let's take a look outside our weather window on this really nice Tuesday afternoon, and it was a beautiful one out there today. We did see some high wispy clouds at times as we look down at the Wenatchee Valley from our cross camera up on Wenatchee Heights, but all in all, light wind out there and lots of sun made for a beautiful fall day today, but our weather is really going to change beginning tomorrow. I think tomorrow we'll see our best chance for rain in the morning. It will be a good chance for it. Not heavy rain by any means. A little bit of a break on Thursday, and then storm system number 2 moves in on Friday into Saturday, and then storm number 3 Saturday afternoon into Sunday. So I'm telling you folks, get ready for a really wet next week or so. We'll talk more weather coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A 19-year-old Wenatchee man was jailed Friday in the June 5th shooting that injured an East Wenatchee victim, becoming the 4th suspect in what police call a gang-related attempted murder. A Wenatchee man who sexually victimized 3 children and recorded himself doing so is now headed for a 17-year prison sentence. And all Level 1 evacuation notices for Eagle Creek Road north of Leavenworth were lifted this morning as crews wrapped up containment of a small but pesky wildfire. But first, our top story tonight. A Quincy man is dead and 2 others were injured following a 3-car accident yesterday afternoon in Ephrata. According to the Washington State Patrol, a 2009 Suzuki Grand Vitara being driven by 79-year-old David C. Metzger of Ephrata was attempting to cross State Route 282 southbound at the intersection of the highway and Airport Street when his car was struck by a 1966 Chevrolet Impala being driven westbound on that same highway by 22-year-old Giovanni E. Garcia of Quincy. Garcia's Impala was subsequently struck by a 2021 Volkswagen Jetta that was being driven by 19-year-old Devin J. White of Soap Lake. Garcia was pronounced dead at the scene. Metzger and White were transported to Columbia Basin Hospital in Ephrata with unknown injuries. The State Patrol says that Garcia was not wearing a seatbelt. Metzger faces charges of failing to yield at a stop sign. Well, a 19-year-old Wenatchee man was jailed Friday in the June 5th shooting that injured an East Wenatchee victim, becoming the 4th suspect now in what police call a gang-related attempted murder. Gustavo Angel Pina Gona was booked into the Chelan County Regional Justice Center on suspicion of acting as an accomplice to 3 counts of second-degree attempted murder. East Wenatchee police say 25-year-old Jorge Reyes of Wenatchee was the ringleader of the shooting, enlisting at least 2 other adult males and 1 juvenile. Investigators say Pina Gona was present at the shooting in the area of 9th and Baker Streets, and after the incident helped hide the firearm allegedly used by Reyes. He's not yet been charged in that crime. In other news, a Wenatchee man who sexually victimized 3 children and recorded himself doing so is now headed for a 17-year prison sentence. 32-year-old Jose Antonio Mendoza was sentenced Monday in federal court in Spokane, 4 months after pleading guilty to 2 counts of producing child pornography. Wenatchee police arrested Mendoza in January of 2020. Federal prosecutors took on the case after investigators found dozens of videos of Mendoza sexually abusing the children while they slept. They also found thousands of other images of child pornography that Mendoza had collected. Once he completes his 210-month prison term, Mendoza must spend the rest of his life on federal probation. Well, all Level 1 evacuation notices for Eagle Creek Road north of Leavenworth were lifted this morning as crews wrapped up containment of a small but pesky wildfire. The fire was first reported just before 2 p.m., burning in brush in the 10,000 block of Eagle Creek Road. State, federal, and local firefighters from throughout the region responded, and by 6 p.m., crews had built a fire line around the fire. That fire, which burned into steep, rugged terrain, burned an estimated 7 acres of brush and timber. Well, coming up next, the number of Chelan County residents who've received at least one dose of a COVID-19 vaccine is just below 70% as of yesterday. A last-ditch legal effort failed yesterday to overturn Washington's COVID-19 vaccine mandate for state workers. And the Washington State Patrol says it's losing 74 commissioned officers and 53 civil servants over Governor Jay Inslee's requirement that all state employees be vaccinated against COVID-19. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
What is home? A place to gather, a place to grow, provide shelter for the ones we love, eat, drink, restore, build trust. It's a place to rest when the workday is done, a place to find quiet after a night of good fun. What an honor we have at Guild to help own, finance, create, pave the way to live in home.
I'm Wenatchee School Board member Maria Iniguez, and I understand that your tax dollars fund public education in our district. That is why I'm holding the district accountable for every dollar spent and have supported a balanced budget, because every community member should know how the district is using funds to support student achievement while maintaining long-term fiscal sustainability. Vote to retain me, Maria Iniguez, for Wenatchee School Board Position 2.
Welcome back. In another news, the number of Chelan County residents who have received at least one dose of a COVID-19 vaccine is now just below 70% as of yesterday. Statistics from the state and Chelan Douglas Health District show 69.7% of Chelan County's residents are at least partially vaccinated, and 63.4% of the county's residents are fully vaccinated. In Douglas County, 62.4% of residents have received at least one dose of a vaccine, and 56.9% are fully vaccinated. Both counties lag well behind the state rate of 78.1% of residents at least partially vaccinated and 72% fully vaccinated. A last-ditch legal effort failed Monday to overturn Washington's COVID-19 vaccine mandate for state workers. A lawsuit by a King County firefighter with hundreds of other state employees as plaintiffs was rejected in Thurston County Superior Court. Judge Carol Murphy made the ruling the same day the requirement went into full effect, demanding full vaccination or exemption for all state employees. She explained her ruling in a virtual hearing.
It is not surprising at all that people in Washington do not agree with the governor's policy actions. It is also not surprising that other legislators and policymakers and other Washington residents think that no response or a different response is appropriate. Those questions are not before the court. Rather, unlimited questions before the court, I must determine whether the plaintiffs have established a likelihood of prevailing on the merits and the other elements in order to determine whether to enjoin the proclamations. The court concludes that the plaintiffs have not met their burden.
The Washington State Patrol says it's losing 74 commissioned officers and 53 civil servants over Governor Jay Inslee's requirement that all state employees be vaccinated against COVID-19. State Patrol Chief John Batiste said today, quote, "We will miss every one of them," unquote. The agency said the departures amount to about 5.7% of its 2,200 member workforce. The personnel losses are spread throughout the state. A patrol spokesman told NCWLIFE he wasn't immediately able to provide figures on employees leaving State Patrol District 6, the division that polices Chelan, Douglas, Grant, and Okanagan counties. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Traditional values and innovation in honoring the life of each family we serve is part of the ministry of Heritage Memorial Chapel. Our staff is committed to walk with your family with compassion through this time of grief. We are here to help and here to serve, the right kind of help when you need it most. Heritage Memorial Chapel.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. In tonight's feature story, the Chelan Douglas Health District has become one of the Wenatchee Valley's most watched public agencies during the COVID-19 pandemic. But it does much more than monitor the virus, from everything from septic system approval to restaurant inspections to recording birth certificates. Starting next year, the district will expand its hours for the public. The move was approved at a Chelan Douglas Board of Health meeting yesterday.
COVID-19 has changed a lot of the ways that we have functioned in the past. And one of the main things that's come up is that we've been receiving calls all throughout the week. We've been helping customers. And right now, what we would like to suggest is that we move to 4.5 days where we are open. Right now, currently, we are open for 4 days a week from 9 to 5. And so we would like to just extend that to 5 days a week, but on Friday be open from 9 to noon to provide an extra period of time where individuals can come and work with our environmental health specialists or our clerks to get their needs met. And we're hoping to make sure that we increase access to the community for some of our different programs. And so that would be starting January 1st, 2022. And so that's what we would like to propose moving forward.
I think just those 3 hours on Friday will be received very well, especially on the environmental side for sure.
Yeah, I would concur with that. I think that's a nice service to afford, especially with the amount of construction going on. I know that your department is stretched right now. And I also know that the people in the building and development community are stretched right now, and having a little bit of time for both teams to work together, I think is good. I think it's a good direction.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Boy, I hope you had a chance to get outside and enjoy some of this beautiful day today all across North Central Washington. This particular view is looking down at the Wenatchee Valley from our cross camera that's high atop Wenatchee Heights and brings us these beautiful shots almost every day. High, thin clouds out there. And that was about it today, along with light winds and some nice temperatures today. For the second day in a row above normal, 63 was our unofficial high. 59 is our normal high temperature for this time of year. Our record, 75, set back in 1981. This morning, 39 degrees, pretty much on par where we should be for this time of year at 40. Record low was in 1984 at 25 degrees. Sunrise this morning, 7:26, and the sun will set tonight at 6:05. Let's take a look at your Hump Day Wednesday weather, and things are really going to change beginning tomorrow. We have 3 storm systems set to move in on us. The first one will be tomorrow. Temperatures won't be all that chilly, though. Lower 60s, Moses Lake, Ephrata, and Quincy. About 60 degrees for Ellensburg and Wenatchee. And, of course, higher elevations just a touch cooler, but still nice along the Highway 97 corridor. Eniat and Chelan, both in the lower 60s. But we have rain to talk about, and we'll do that in a second. 3 storms are lined up right now. Here we are, right here. Here's our storm for Wednesday. This is the storm that'll move in on Friday, and right behind that will be our even bigger storm that's coming on Saturday and into Sunday, and we'll talk more about that. There's storm number 1 as it begins to churn off the coast of British Columbia. Increasing clouds tonight. It will be mild with temperatures in the mid-40s. Wednesday, here it comes. Cloudy skies, a 70% chance of rain. I think most of that will be in the morning tomorrow, but a good shot for it all across the state. That will move through then late in the day on Wednesday, and then as we get into Thursday, kind of an in-between weather systems day. We'll see mostly cloudy skies with high temperatures on Thursday near 60, so it won't be a bad day. But here comes storm number 2 as we get you into Friday. This is in the morning, about 8 a.m. This is in the early afternoon. The entire state inundated with rain showers. But I think by football time Friday at about 7 o'clock, maybe a little bit of a break in north central Washington. High temperatures Friday in the upper 50s. For Saturday, not much of a break. We're going to see cloudy skies and 80% chance of rain. Look at that once again. Washington, Oregon, down into Northern California. And it's not going to change for Sunday either as we end our weekend. A little less chance, but still, look at that. And look at these heavy, heavy areas of rain. That'll be coming up along that southwesterly flow as we get you into Monday. And look at that. The entire western U.S. really will see a lot of precipitation as we get into the end of our forecast. We will see an 80% chance of rain with high temperatures on the chilly side, only in the mid-50s. Let's take a look now at your 7-day forecast. Tonight, 45 degrees. Rain likely in the morning tomorrow and 60. A bit of a break from the rain on Thursday, mostly cloudy. Once again, about 60 degrees. We will see rain developing about midnight on Thursday, and boy, it's going to come down overnight Thursday. Once again into Friday with 58 our high, and I think even heavier rain coming this weekend. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, all wet with high temperatures in the mid-50s. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Dr. Divis is proud to announce that Dr. Taylor Pedigo has joined the Wenatchee Dental Arts team. After much research, Dr. Pedigo chose Wenatchee Dental Arts as the place to practice and Wenatchee as the place to live. Dr. Pedigo is an honors graduate of the UCLA School of Dentistry and has made our valley his home. Wenatchee Dental Arts offers complete comprehensive dentistry from routine teeth cleaning to sedation dentistry. Wenatchee Dental Arts now offering 2 dentists to serve all your dental needs. Call for your appointment today.
At Wenatchee Power Sports, we proudly offer the Polaris product line. Polaris builds the highest quality side-by-side in the industry, with off-road capability that's second to none. The Polaris pre-order program allows customers to purchase the vehicle they want without having to select from limited dealer inventory. The Wenatchee Valley has year-round access to some of the best ORV trails in the Northwest. Start your adventure here at Wenatchee Power Sports.
New novel is now available at Amazon.com. The title, Lost Treasure of the China Bar, details life on the Columbia River and Plateau during the 1800s. You ask, is the treasure still buried somewhere near Chelan? Find out by reading Lost Treasure of the China Bar.
Lost Treasure of the China Bar. Buy it on Amazon.com. $12.99 for paperback, $2.99 for Kindle. A great gift.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Tuesday to you. Baseballs were leaving Fenway Park at a regular pace for the Red Sox last night in their 12-3 win over Houston in Game 3 of the ALCS. Boston brought 11 men to the plate in a 6-run second inning, had 2 runs on the board already when Kyle Schwarber stepped into the box.
Schwarber hits it a ton into right. At the wall, another grand slam. Grand slam.
Yeah, 3-0 down the central, and he knew it. Hit it to the deepest part of this ballpark, but when it comes down the left field and right field line, 380 down the right field line. This thing went at least 420. Who knows? Might be a moonshot.
Yeah, moonshot, definitely. Schwarber's grand slam, the third of the series for the Red Sox and the first of 4 home runs on the night for Boston. 2 teams meet again in Game 4 of the American League Championship Series today. Right now, as a matter of fact, on FS1. Game 3 of the National League Championship Series started earlier. Dodgers trying to get things even with Atlanta. They trailed 2-0. That game on TBS. Well, the Seattle Kraken missed on some early opportunities and paid the price in Philadelphia last night against the Flyers. The home club raced out to a 3-0 lead after the first period. We're up 5-0 before Seattle found the back of the net. Carson Soucy scored the Kraken's lone goal, and coach Dave Hackstall says that's just not enough.
Out to Appleton, readies himself for the hit from Obey-Cubel and kicks the puck back. Only too many men on the ice for the Kraken. Here's Soucy with some room. The shot, save, made, rebound, and they score. Soucy fouls the play up, rams home the rebound. The first shot became a knuckleball, kind of fought off by Carter Hart, but the rebound right to Soucy, and he has his first.
We had a good competitive start. We gave up, the first goal from, 200 feet away, which, was a little bit of a theme tonight on probably, I believe 4 of their goals. We got beat up ice on. So after that first goal, we got back on our heels, and we really didn't, regain any consistent push.
Kraken in New Jersey to face the Devils today. That game on Root Sports. Staying on the ice but closer to home, Wenatchee Wild off to an 0-2 start to the young BCHL season. They'll be in Chilliwack tomorrow for the first of 2 days at the BCHL Showcase. They'll drop the puck against Prince George at 1 o'clock. Interim radio voice of the Wild, Sean Ziers, says Wenatchee fans don't need to panic.
I just think that this is a young team that's trying to gel. And again, like we had mentioned last week, when you're on the road for 8 games, you're going to gel. And eventually that's going to come through. And when you score 5 goals, typically you win. I mean, that's how it usually works. You usually win. And unfortunately for that night, they didn't. Now, of course, getting 2 points, it's like you won 1 and you lost 1. Now, when it comes to the playoff system, they kind of tend to look at more regulation wins than they do overtime losses and overtime wins. So it'd be nice to not have to go into overtime. And again, that's just when you're talking about an overtime, it's 3-on-3. So it opens up the ice. It's great to watch, but it's no fun if you're a defenseman, or for that matter, if you're on the ice itself, because you're opening up that ice and you only have really 1 shot to get it in the back of the net.
Ziers joined Dan this morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley via Skype. He says the next couple of days for the Wild and the rest of the BCHL are about showing what you can do.
It's a showcase for scouts. The whole showcase is meant to be kind of like a gala of scouts and NHL scouts and everybody from colleges, and trying to get these guys to the next level. And that's what they're playing the hockey for, to get that college scholarship, that commit, or to maybe get a good look at from the NHL standpoint. And also, it's a good way of getting all the players together, gets all the officials together. It's a really neat opportunity.
After tomorrow's game against Prince George, Wenatchee will face Powell River Thursday morning at 10 o'clock. Well, a frightening moment during Seattle's game at Pittsburgh Sunday night was an apparent neck injury to defensive end Daryl Taylor. The game was halted for nearly 20 minutes so medical personnel could get Taylor loaded on a backboard in case of a spinal injury. Amazingly, he was on the team plane after being cleared at a nearby hospital. And Coach Pete Carroll says there's even a chance he could play again this week.
Really positive report. His MRI stuff was clear. His CAT scan stuff was clear. He does not have a neck injury, and he got jammed pretty good. We got to wait and see what it's like, but it may be a little bit more in his shoulder even as we figure it out. But he's not out of the woods of playing this week. So that's a thrilling, response to what it looked like and everybody could have anticipated. So we'll see how that goes.
Seattle will host New Orleans Monday night at Lumen Field. Checking the Les Schwab scoreboard, there was one volleyball match last night, and it was Kashmir hosting Waterville Mansfield. Came away with a 3-1 victory. Now, as far as the schedule for tonight, we'll have volleyball here on the NCWLIFE channel. Eastmont Wildcats taking on the Wenatchee Panthers. Of course, the last time the two teams met, there was a little controversy after the match with Wenatchee fans rushing the floor.
The Panthers get the sweep here tonight over the Eastmont Wildcats, and Eastmont's Wenatchee coming out onto the floor here, and they're trying to stop them from doing so as Wenatchee showing a little, unsportsmanlike, if you will, with brooms and such right into the red zone area where the Eastmont student body is. So I'm sure the athletic directors for both high schools not too thrilled about this.
Yeah, no, they weren't. Incident resulted in a decision by Wenatchee High's administration to bar students from attending the next night's football game. That was later rescinded. I'll be courtside with your play-by-play tonight, pregame at 6:45 here on the NCWLIFE channel. As far as the rest of the schedule is concerned, it looks like this. Cascade Christian traveling to Easton. Cascade's hosting Quincy, while Oroville's visiting Brewster. Manson hosts Lake Roosevelt. Antioch plays at Pateris. Liberty Bell welcomes Okanagan. Other late games, Ephrata hosting Othello. Chelan traveling to Omak. On the girls' soccer pitch, well, they actually got things going earlier this afternoon. Chelan visiting Omak, Okanagan hosting Bridgeport, Quincy at Cascade, Pateris hosts Manson, Wenatchee and Eastmont also facing off the Apple Bowl, while Moses Lake has a non-league game against Ephrata. Hey, just a reminder, we'll be in Kashmir on the end of the week for a broadcast of Caribou Trail League football. That's right. It'll be Kashmir and the Omak Pioneers. I'll be field side for that. Our pregame gets underway at 6:30. That's sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Grant, back to you.
And thank you very much, Eric. And as we leave you tonight, the Wenatchee Police Department says it may not look like a lot of fun, but getting shocked by a taser is a key element of training for its new officers. Officer Will Lohman, fresh from the Basic Law Enforcement Academy, got his turn yesterday.
Taser, taser, taser.
Yikes. And that is going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
Counterplay inside, picking his way back to the 10, to the 5.
High school sports is back, and NCWLIFE Channel's got you covered. Tune in for football, girls soccer, and volleyball right here. Thanks to our sponsors, Charter College, Confluence Health, Diggs Heating and Air Conditioning, and Global Car Care. Follow all the action of high school sports on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE Channel.